Hello you people, you beautiful people from the internet. This is Eminem4J and we are starting the stream for today. We'll be playing the Discovery Tour from Assassin's Creed Origin, and we are currently focusing on just the Discovery Tour. So let's continue from here on. So today we'll be doing Khufu's funerary complex, and yesterday we did Riddles of the Sphinx, overview of the Giza necropolis, which is I think the name of the city, and pyramids of the Middle Kingdom. We did that. So today we are planning to do Khufu's funerary complex. And what else do we have? The secrets of the Great Pyramid. What does the Great Pyramid mean? Maybe the pyramids of Giza, because we have not entered the pyramid yet. And the Great Pyramid subterranean chamber. So I think 3 will be good enough. So let's start without any further delays. We'll be here for an hour roughly. Let's try and give our best here. So the live chat is on, guys. If you want to write to me or communicate with me, you can do that. So let's check out the place. Where are we exactly? So we are over here. These are the main pyramids, the pyramids of Giza. Let's see. Yeah, it's Giza. Let's find out and let's see what the store has for us. Maybe we'll learn new things. Let's start the tour. Look at this pyramid, so beautiful, amazing.
Welcome to Khufu's funerary complex.
Okay, give me a second, guys. I think we should just raise the audio. I don't know. Should we? Audio sound. Yesterday the sound was pretty bad. You guys could have told me in the chat that the mic audio was too low. Later I saw that it was too low. But it's okay. I think you guys were able to hear it, but okay, let's just ignore that and start this.
The Valley Temple was the first architectural component encountered when one entered the funerary complex. It was considered the official entrance of the tomb and mixed the structural components of both a temple and a portico. Khufu's Valley Temple shows evidence of a basalt pavement, letting us know where the portico portion of the structure was located. Such a partition is believed to symbolize both the subterranean and solar aspects of the afterlife.
Okay, so that's nice. And hello Dennis, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in the stream, my friend from VK. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are liking the videos. Are you watching this stream for the first time today? I don't know. You haven't commented before. Otherwise I would have remembered your name. I don't have much commenters on my stream, so I would have definitely remembered you. Welcome to the stream. Hope you will enjoy it. Look at the pyramids of Giza during the Old Kingdom, detail 1992, Jean-Claude Gauvin, our favorite artist, and this artwork looks different. We have this great pyramids and the cities. Yes, we can see that. Okay, and Dennis is saying something. Russian. U is 111 and then unique word that I cannot read. Whatever that means, man. Thank you for contributing. I don't know what you exactly mean to say, but I hope you can understand my English. My English is not that good. Okay, so let's continue. It was just an introduction. Hopefully we didn't miss out much. Let's go through here. Do we need our horse? Let's just call our horse. You know, it's always better to travel like this.
Khufu's causeway ran from the floodplain up to the plateau, linking together the Valley Temple and the Mortuary Temple. A traditional causeway presented itself as a paved path, enclosed by walls and often roofed.
Look at these things. There were roofs here, but it has broken with time. Okay, interesting. Let's see this artwork. Is the same artwork. I think they are saying about this thing, it is completely covered and there is a path from inside they can walk in. It's like a alleyway. Interesting. So let's have a look from the ground. Interesting. What is that? We have some hyenas back there. Hopefully they don't attack us. So yeah, beautiful place. It's nicely decorated on top. We can see some patterns. Okay, let's go in through. A tree has fallen here. Maybe a sandstorm, you never know. Interesting. So the same structure, there is no variation here. Nicely decorated roof, and these stone slabs may fall at any time, so let's get away from here. Look at this view, revealing from behind the trees. It is beautiful. And we still have the golden tip on this pyramid, so it's beautiful. So these pyramids belongs to Khufu. We will learn more about that.
Fragments discovered by archaeologists indicate that the walls in Khufu's causeway, one of the longest known to us, were decorated with carvings and possibly paint. Depictions show a great variety of themes: stars on the ceiling, accompanied by scenes of battles on the walls. Other engravings depicted the creation of the complex by illustrating craftsmen at work.
Okay, so we think it has been, what do we see? We see some stars. It's 5 points. It looks like a star, but it could be palm tree or palm leaf. But there is a definite pattern here, and it's kind of similar, very monochrome. So interesting. But the director says more things about more patterns, and we have artwork over here. It is carved on a stone, and yeah, it is a museum piece of art, and in New York. So a relief fragment with King Khufu's cattle. So yeah, we have seen these cattle with big horns. Yeah, we have seen that. Okay, not so sure, guys. I think the game audio is too loud for you. Let's turn it down a little bit. I think this should be good. Okay, let's continue the tour. Which way? This way? Okay. So we are going away from the pyramid again.
The most impressive private cemeteries of Giza are located east and west of Khufu's pyramid. The eastern cemetery was reserved for members of the royal family, while the western cemetery was mostly set aside for various court dignitaries. In both areas, private tombs, also known as mastabas, were aligned and laid out methodically in streets and avenues. This arrangement was probably an attempt at recreating the king's court for the afterlife.
Okay, let's check out the artwork. No. Okay, let's continue. We have seen that artwork before. So these structures with burial grounds, bodies buried way under the ground, and these are just for marking where they are buried. So okay, let's continue.
To the east of Khufu's pyramid reside three smaller constructions.
Now we see these three
pyramids.
Queen.
A sloping passage led from the ground surface to a burial
1, 2, 3
cut out of the bedrock and lined with masonry. If it seems quite certain that these monuments were intended for queen's burials, the identity of the original occupants is hard to assess.
Okay, so these three pyramids, now they have smooth faces, but the one we see in the game, it does not have it. It looks like a step one, but I think it lost its the outer layer. Yeah, we see three pyramids here, and it's right in front of these two. Okay, let's continue, learn more about it. Maybe we'll learn about the queens.
The northernmost pyramid was most likely meant for Queen Hetepheres.
This one?
Believed to have been Khufu's mother.
Okay.
However, in 1925, her actual tomb was discovered nearby by accident. It was hidden at the bottom of a deep masonry pit in an underground chamber. Within the concealed chamber, Egyptologists discovered the most complete royal funerary equipment dating from the Old Kingdom, though her body was missing.
So her body was missing, but they found and identified the queen, the mother of Khufu. Interesting. So all these pyramids are like time capsules. They are hiding information. So it could be disrespectful for when we see it from the cultural values, like we are like scavenging the pyramids and taking out the dead bodies, but the information that it shares, that it stores within, is extremely valuable. So I don't know what is right or wrong, but humans are always curious. They will do things that will maybe upset a few. We cannot keep everyone happy.
Within the vicinity of Khufu's pyramid, Egyptologists have uncovered 7 boat pits. The exact function of such boat-shaped pits remains unconfirmed, though one can easily conjecture that it was symbolic in nature. The boat pits being located at the eastern side of the pyramid, at the precise spot where the resuscitated king was supposed to reappear, could constitute evidence to support such an assumption.
Okay, so the narrator is saying that there are some boat pits, but we cannot see any around here. We see regular mastabas, but not boat pits. Where are they? Okay, it's not over here, but I think they have a reference picture here. Let's see this. Okay, Khufu's solar boat on display at the Solar Boat Museum, Giza. This thing, I don't know. This is not visible in the game. I don't know if we are missing it out. Maybe it's on other direction. We'll look for it. Interesting. So this is the means for the king. If he comes back to life, he can travel using the boat to the sun. Interesting. Yeah, there is no boat around here. Whoa. I think they took it to the museum already. Okay, let's ignore and continue.
The 2 southern boat pits, each covered by a roof of huge limestone slabs, were discovered in 1954 by Kamal al-Malak, an Egyptian Egyptologist.
Okay.
Only one of them had been opened. 1,224 boat parts made of cedar wood were retrieved one by one and patiently reassembled by the master restorer Ahmed Youssef. This process took 28 years. Youssef worked by following lines of mortise and tenon joints and by stitching parts together with vegetable ropes, all in order to keep the design as authentic as possible.
Wow. 28 years, that is too long. I don't know if he was planning to live off this, but yeah, 28 years on a single project, it is too long, even for this thing. I don't know, maybe it was so that complicated that it had to be done slowly. I don't know. I'm not an archaeologist. I'm not an art restorer, so I don't know. Whoa. Okay, let's see here.
The Greek term pyramidion refers to the capstone of a pyramid or the tip of an obelisk. In ancient Egyptian, both components were called benben. This word was also used for a specific kind of food, a cone-shaped offering made of bread.
Okay.
The pyramidion was intended to be a miniature reproduction of the pyramid, making it equal to the monument itself in symbolic importance.
Alright, so they are talking about this tip. Interesting. What artwork do we have? Okay, we have a new artwork over here, and no, we have seen this before. Okay, it's trying to show us the obelisk. Interesting. Let's continue the tour. This tip. Interesting.
A few pyramidia have been retrieved from pyramidal complexes. The earliest, found in Dashur, is undoubtedly a good example of Old Kingdom's pyramidia. It is made of limestone and has no inscriptions. Some engraved pyramidia were recovered from private funerary chapels. Their inscriptions all related to the solar symbolism of the benben.
Okay, so this one was recovered. It looks very much like the Illuminati thing, so let's have a closer look. So I think this is the queen and this is the king, and some decorations, interior designer and things written. I think this is Egyptian hieroglyphics, and this is the symbol. Okay, and this side is completely plain, nothing much here. A design at the center, very simple and minimalist drawing style, I mean carving style. Interesting. Let's continue.
Whoa.
It is so shiny. Maybe it may or may not be made of gold, but it's very shiny. Some metal of some kind.
The pyramidia of the pyramids of Giza were never recovered. The reconstitution you see in the game is fictive,
Okay.
incorporating a golden pyramidion bearing inscriptions relevant to Khufu.
Okay, so somebody stole it before it was found. Maybe they stole and sold it, and some rich person is having it, or maybe it was never there, because the pyramids in Sudan, they are way steeper and they don't have tips on top of it. So I don't know, maybe they didn't made tips on the pyramids, or it could be that it was stolen. Interesting. So this one is complete. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the passport and continue this tour. The secrets of the Great Pyramid. Hopefully we'll get to go inside this pyramids of Giza. Let's find out. Beautiful. Look at this shot. Amazing. Beautiful. Why can't I get this camera angles? Okay, let's continue.
Secrets of the Great Pyramid.
Yes, we want to know the secrets of the Great Pyramids.
Built around 2550 BCE, the Great Pyramid of Giza is considered one of the most iconic structures of Egypt. It is the biggest of the pyramids and the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still standing. The numbers associated to the Great Pyramid of Giza are impressive. A workforce of over 20,000 people, 6 million tons of stone, and 20 years of construction. It was a massive undertaking for a pharaoh's tomb.
Okay, then the time and the number of workers is very similar to what we have learned about the Taj Mahal in India. Like, we also read stories in history, not exactly stories, that those are kind of documented information that 20,000 people worked on it for 20 years and things like that, but it sounds too poetic to be so similar. I'm not sure if it is correct. I don't know. And also they were working at minimum wage, or they were slaves, so it's not saying anything about slaves, so not so sure, because there is a theory that there were never any slaves in Egypt, so let's not assume that. Okay, let's check out this photograph. So Pyramid of Khufu, the Great Pyramid, 4th Dynasty photo. Okay, Alinari, Florence. But this is a beautiful picture. It looks old and has a little bit of color bleed and distortion, but it looks beautiful. The entire outer layer is out, it's not there anymore, so but still it looks beautiful. Okay, let's continue. Do we need our horse? Yes, we need.
The construction of the Great Pyramid was also a display of power and opulence on the part of Khufu. It is part of the pharaoh's vast funerary complex, which also includes 2 temples, 3 satellite pyramids, a causeway, and a builder's necropolis. We can guess that the intent behind the construction of these monuments was Khufu's way of declaring himself one of the most powerful pharaohs to rule a unified Egypt.
Okay, so the thing is that all the pharaohs built their tomb or pyramid while they were alive, so if they had more bigger and more amazing looking pyramid, it kind of made them the alpha of the area. So obviously any king would want that. And hey, Hem Robotics, hello, thank you for joining in, man. So yeah, so we know about these things. These are the Queen's pyramid, what they thought earlier, but it could be just for the making the bigger one look more grand when comparing it to the smaller pyramids. And we have a temple structure here, so yeah, that's what the narrator said. Okay, let's continue.
New insights into engineering and ancient Egyptian culture are still being revealed over 4,500 years later.
They are still being revealed.
For example, a recently unearthed papyrus offers a glimpse into the life of a tradesman at the time of the pyramid's construction. Also, a logbook belonging to a team leader during the building gives details on the craftsmen, their work schedules, and the raw materials required.
Interesting. So these are the documents? I can't read anything. It is made on paper. Papyrus. Can we read anything? No, it's just symbols. We see a bird here, another bird, and maybe another bird, or maybe it's just a chili, an animal, a log of wood, but can't make a full sentence or any information about it, from it. I don't know. Like, if I would have seen this firsthand and didn't know about anything hieroglyphics, I would have thought that it is just random paintings in a pattern. But obviously there is a sequence here, like it's going from top to bottom, definitely. So yeah, let's continue. Interesting, huh? Like even today, Chinese and Mandarin is written in hieroglyphics, and many other languages, so even Japanese and Korean. So must be interesting to learn, maybe someday.
It is interesting to note that by Cleopatra's time, the pyramid's celestial purpose, its construction, and the function of its mysterious inner chambers was already unclear. Today, it is only through dedicated research that we have begun to grasp some of the Great Pyramid's mysteries.
Okay, this is just a random picture, the second solar board of Pharaoh Khufu. It is a solar board. I think this is maybe it could be a part of wood. Maybe it's decayed or has gone darker with time. 2005 photo by Kenneth Red, National Geographic, Getty image. So maybe this is from a TV show. Like we can clearly see that this is a focus blur. We have focus over here and other things are blurred. Maybe this could be from a TV shoot. Or could be for the National Geographic magazine. You never know. Okay, let's continue.
The Egyptians had polished their design for centuries by the time work on the Great Pyramid began. Intended as a tomb for Khufu, the Great Pyramid's structural design has been considered to be nearly perfect by engineers and historians ever since.
Okay, so let's check out this artwork. Ivory statue of Khufu from Abdios, 4th dynasty. Made from ivory, that means made from elephant teeth. That would be very expensive. So they had elephants in Egypt then. I mean, they may have brought it from Africa.
Precisely oriented north-south to the 4 cardinal points of a compass, the length of each side of the Great Pyramid at its base was 230 meters, and its original height was 147 meters. The pyramid is a mere 0.05% error away from being a perfect square.
Wow, like that small, so perfect at that time, at this scale, when they didn't even have aerial view, like no flight or anything. They didn't have any drone to check the shape. It's all just measurements and angles. Amazing. They are really good in geometry. And it is way before when the Greeks and what are those Romans have invaded the land. I think it's the pyramids are way before than that. Not so sure, but maybe I'm assuming that.
In order to achieve the shape of a true pyramid, the design required many considerations in the planning phases as well as precision during execution.
Okay.
It was especially critical that they control the angle of inclination on all sides at every stage of construction.
Yeah, definitely, because you can't have an aerial view to correct that later on. You will have to completely depend on geometry.
Materials for the Great Pyramid consisted of quarried limestone blocks, weighing between 2 to 15 tons each. The methods of moving these blocks into place is still debated by architects and Egyptologists. The precision of its design in an age with only soft metal tools, as well as the enormous scale of its construction, make the Great Pyramid one of the most impressive feats of human engineering.
Okay, look at this. This is a hammer and a chisel. Stone mason and chisel. They use this to carve the stones. Wow, that would take long. Interesting.
Whoa! It's estimated that it took between 600,000 and 2 million blocks of stone to build the Great Pyramid. Experts calculate it would have required men to move 12 blocks every hour around the clock for 20 years to place the 2.3 million stones the monument is made of.
Okay, so they are moving the stones here. They are carrying on this thing. Wow, it will take time, a long time. So this is the tool that we saw. They are using this one, and I think, yeah, this is by Jean-Claude. Amazing. Cutting all the stones over here, like it's connected here and it's lined up here, but then they cut it and then transfer it to this one, and then they carry it. They don't even have wheels. I think they drag it or carry it entirely on their shoulders. This is interesting. Okay, let's continue. I think we'll have to get down off the horse and get to the top. Let's climb up. Hopefully there will be no snakes around here. Okay, beautiful. Let's see.
While the interior chambers were built with red granite from Aswan, most of the pyramid was made from local limestone, weighing between 2 to 15 tons per block. There is debate on how the pyramid stones were moved into place. Recent research is exploring the idea that it was built around a large interior ramp.
Okay, we have heard that theory about the ramp thing to get the stones to the top and bottom. Not so sure. This is a render by someone showing the plan how to, like, interior ramp that took the stone from the top to bottom. You see it at JP Hall in theory with internal ramp and noble circuit. Interesting. It's hard for us to understand. Let's continue the tour.
The recently discovered logbook confirms that the high-quality limestone of the outer casing was brought by boat across the Nile from a quarry in Tura. Once complete, the smooth white polished stone of the Great Pyramid would have reflected the sunlight like a beacon, earning it the name the Horizon of Khufu.
The Horizon of Khufu. Let's check out this artwork. So, the Viceroy's boat, Tom of Hu, circa and 1353-1327 BCE. They were talking about some logbook. It doesn't look like a logbook. It looks like an artwork on the wall. So maybe they are shipping things around here with sailboats. Top here. On top of this, Aya. Come on, climb up. Yeah, good.
Over the centuries, thieves and travelers attempted to access the Great Pyramid numerous times. Ancient writings describe details of its interior, proof that some made their way within, though who gained entrance first and when is unknown.
Not so sure where the entrance are, but it's somewhere around here. Thieves were trying to get in. Let's check out this marble bust of Herodotus, a historian in the 5th century BCE, 2nd century tome MMA. Okay, he's a historian. Yeah. So he was trying to learn about this in 5th century. The name sounds Greek. Maybe he was interested in the pyramids and he was exploring this. Like when we are in the game time, when bike and things are existing. Okay, let's continue to the next checkpoint.
The main entrance of the Great Pyramid is located 17 meters above ground level. It faces north, likely in order to align with the North Star. Though the entrance passageway had been discovered in antiquity, any further access into the Great Pyramid was stopped by massive vertical slabs of rock.
These things?
As such, present-day visitors to the pyramid must use the robber's entrance.
It's blocked so nicely that even today visitors are visiting through robber's entrance. Wow, that's interesting. Let's check this out. Is this the real picture? Yeah, so these are the entrance. Why are these three people sitting in this way? Interesting. So these are the stone blocks, and the path is blocked, and people use this one to go in. Interesting. So three men sitting at the main entrance of Kheops pyramid, circa 1877. Interesting. Like, yeah, I have seen vloggers entering the pyramids of Giza, and they have to really duck and enter. It's a really tight space. Although anyone can enter, I guess it's not so hard.
The robber's entrance is reported to have been opened in the 9th century by Caliph al-Mamun. In search of treasure, the Caliph had his men dig their way inside the Great Pyramid. The most likely scenario is that they enlarged a corridor which had been created by tomb robbers during antiquity. As such, this is how the team can justify access to this wonder.
Okay, so we are going inside the tomb. Yeah, it looks like we are going inside the tomb. Let's check this artwork up. Okay, this is the entrance. This is the slant of the pyramid, and we are roughly around here, and it goes directly down to the maybe the burial place. It can go down or go up through here. Somebody has sketched this, and it's written here debris, like it is mud and things like that over here. Okay, at least these labels are in English. Previously we had some Spanish or things like that, but that we could not read. Okay, let's continue, and we are going inside the pyramid. Whoa.
Attempts to gain entry to the Great Pyramid and uncover its potential secrets continued throughout the centuries. In the 19th century, the belief that another entry existed at the south side resulted in a hole being blasted into the pyramid side, with no results for the damage that was done. While the search is still ongoing today to uncover more hidden rooms and passageways, conservation is the primary concern of all such efforts.
That means it will take time. Doing two things together, like conserving it and exploring it at the same time. Okay, so they try to blow the pyramid up. Interesting. Not a very good idea. Okay, the tour here is complete, and we will do one more today. Let's jump into passport, and hopefully we'll be entering the Giza, the pyramid of Giza from inside, and we'll learn more about it. Let's find out. Okay, let's light up the fire. Yeah, we are inside the pyramid. Thankfully it's continuing. I hear snakes. I hear snakes, definitely. Okay, let's start the tour.
Welcome to the Great Pyramid, subterranean chamber. From the original entrance of the Great Pyramid, there is a passage leading to the subterranean chamber. Its walls were carved out of the existing rock of the plateau and then covered in a fine, unmarked limestone. The descending passage has a steep 26-degree downward slope. Narrow and with a low ceiling, this pathway is long and challenging.
Okay, so now we are over here, I guess, and the narrower path is maybe this one or this one, which is more challenging. They didn't want the tombs to be looted, so they made it a bit harder. Let's continue. What do we have here?
While the original passage was 145 meters long, the team reduced its length and made it both wider and higher. The main focus of the work in reproducing the location was centered upon preserving the unique claustrophobic environment of the Great Pyramid, while still allowing for a smooth game navigation.
So for the game, it has been made bigger, but in reality it is not that big. Yeah, like we have seen in some vlogs, it's very tight. You cannot stand up so easily. Like we even have headroom here. It does not supposed to have headroom. Okay, I'm hearing more snake sounds. I don't know where they are, but we will meet soon.
The well shaft was a 58-meter vertical passage that connected the descending corridor to the grand gallery above. An adjacent grotto may have originally been a small natural well in the bedrock that was enlarged during the tunneling. Whether the grotto was intended for another purpose is uncertain.
Okay, so we are talking about this one. I don't know. I think this is for the carbon dioxide to exist. I don't know if they were so advanced in science. Maybe. You never know. Or maybe fresh air. Or maybe somebody, some thief. But how would they know that they have to go in this direction and they will dig a exact path through here? So maybe the actual builders built it at the time when it was being done. Or maybe someone had an exact map and location where to go. It could be anything. Let's continue the tour. Okay.
There is much speculation over the purpose of the well shaft. One theory is that the channel was cut or enlarged to supply air to workers in the descending
I could be an archaeologist.
Another is that it was meant to provide an exit route once the work was done in the heart of the pyramid.
Okay.
Without the well shaft, workers would have been trapped inside forever when the grand gallery was sealed.
Okay.
The opening at the bottom of the well shaft was most likely sealed by exiting workers to camouflage the passageway.
Okay, so it could be it. So this is the alternate path. We do not. We'll have to see the notification once again. Let's do it. We want to check this artwork.
There is much speculation over the purpose of the well shaft.
So he visited the well shaft.
One theory is that the channel was cut or enlarged to supply air to workers in the descending passage.
Okay, we'll have to cut the narration.
It was meant to provide an exit route once the work was done in the heart of the pyramid. Without the well shaft, workers would have been trapped inside forever when the grand gallery was sealed. The opening at the bottom of the well. There is a subterranean chamber at the end of the descending corridor, 30 meters below the Giza Plateau surface.
I can't see it. Where?
Dug directly into the bedrock, the space is wide with a ceiling 3 meters in height.
Okay.
Its floors and walls are rough and uneven, indicating that it was never completed. At the south end of the room, there is another narrow corridor, similar to the others, though it abruptly ends after roughly 20 meters.
Interesting. So we are in the chamber which is way below the pyramid. Let's look at the information here. So we are right now over here, and this is the place. It's 3 meters in height. Okay, let's continue.
The chamber also contains an 11-meter pit near the east side. It's unclear what this may have been used for. In the game, this well leads to a fictive underground complex containing key game-related mysteries.
Really? So we will have to come back here then to get it. Didn't know that. Like we have not completed the actual game, and we have been more interested in discovery tours, so
the subterranean chamber's original purpose remains a mystery. One popular theory is that it was originally meant to be Khufu's burial chamber, but the pharaoh changed his mind, preferring to be buried higher up in the pyramid, which would explain the chamber's unfinished state.
Maybe there could be. So this is it. Okay guys, so this is it. We did 3 of the discovery tours, and we'll be ending the stream for today. We'll be back again tomorrow at the similar time, and we will do 3 more, and maybe finish all the pyramid discovery tour. So hope you had fun. Not so much fun. Hope you have learned stuffs today, and I learned things definitely. So yeah, interesting. So this is the end for the stream, guys. See you back again tomorrow. Bye bye.